I remember, and that was prior to me knowing that I wanted to do acting.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, audition for the lead, got the lead. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is nice.
So, but then how do you prepare mentally to tell those stories that mirror real issues most women face?
I think I do my research maybe.
You know how these kids want to portray themselves as adults and want to look cool in the eyes of the public. Uti, I like emoto, I can date all the guys.
Yeah.
When I get done, I've done certain things in my jail when I get still a version. Okay, my beautiful love lifers, as we did mention with you, we'll be chilling with Kealeboga Masango, who's portraying the role of Buhle Kunene on Showmax's Youngins, which is premiering currently every Friday. The season 3 is currently on. Kia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hi guys. Hey.
Good people, we are getting to know who Kealeboga Masango is. And Kia, please, man, just, dishes, feeders, who is Kealeboga Masango outside character, outside the screen? And if you were to meet up with a person for the first time, how would they interact with you? And what is it that they would know?
I feel like one thing that I stand by is being myself. I'm a 23-year-old still figuring life out. I just take it day by day. Guys, I just entered my 20s. I'm in my early 20s. So whoever I meet and get approached by, I just be myself authentically, because at the end of the day, outside of my career, outside of everything that I've accomplished, I'm a human being. So there's you won't die from giving kindness to anyone.
Yeah, so you're a people's person.
100%.
Yeah.
I love having conversations with everyone I meet. I love getting to know people. I love engaging with them. So of course I'm gonna be myself and make them comfortable enough to have a conversation with me. It's not gonna be a thing of oh, mama Jason, I'm sing Lana and all this stuff. I don't really align with that. But yeah, me as Gia, I feel like I am a very I don't know how to break it down. I'm goofy. I make jokes. Even right now, I feel like I'm making jokes, but I'm not saying it out loud,
But you're being serious, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I am family oriented. I feel like I wouldn't be the kind of person that I am outside of my family. And yeah, I feel like, I'm a very easygoing person. I'm hard on myself because I do want to produce great results in my career and just in life in general.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, that's who I am. Yeah,
we'll get to the family part. So let's touch on your childhood. Any moments and experiences that shaped the person that you were, that you could take us through.
I feel like a lot. I think the one that stood out was doing my first, I think it's a play. Yeah, my first play at school. I remember, and that was prior to me knowing that I wanted to do acting.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, auditioned for the lead, got the lead. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this is nice.
And how was that? Were you having those expectations of getting that particular?
No. For every role till this day, I don't expect to get the role. I just hope for the best. I do my best, and I'm like, God, do the rest. So that's the kind of mindset I had going into that. And then how my teacher's like, yep, you got it. I'm like,
the ball is rolling.
Thanks, you know. And then we did the play. It was so refreshing because one thing that I enjoyed the most was telling people stories. That's the one thing that I really enjoyed with my career. And the fact that it was inspired with that play, because I remember I didn't know how to articulate it. I'm doing this for a reason, I just don't know what. And then as time progressed, the discernment that I prayed from God was given to me, where he was like, you're doing this because you want people to feel seen and heard and tell their stories. So yeah.
And how's it been telling stories? Is it something you're growing fond of? Or?
I love it. No, I really love it, because as humans, I think all of us, we all want to be seen and heard. Whether it's from loved ones, your partner, just in general, as a human being, you just want to be understood by someone else. So being able to do that as best as I can and tell whoever's story as authentically as possible, I think it's so beautiful, because you get to make people feel seen and heard, and you get to tell them that your story does matter as well. And I think that's very important, and that's why I love this industry so much, because my career does allow that to happen. So yeah.
That's dope. Now tell me about your experiences growing up in your community and what are some of the values that you took from that particular community you were living in?
I think my community, I was always at home. So my home is my community. My parents were the ones who shaped me into who I am. I feel like, from time to time, as a child, you would have your moments where you're like, hey, slow down. But they're the ones who instilled the values that I have, which is respect. And I feel like it's very important to understand that respect isn't given, it's earned. And I think that applies to everyone. Rather approach someone with respect and see how it goes. And in the moment someone kind of takes that away, that's when it's like, oh, all right. Remove yourself from that individual. But they instilled like a lot of values. Even my other community, which is in Orlando with my granny, my late granny. It was nice to establish a community there when I'd be able to visit my cousins and see them. So they taught me a lot and shaped.
I'm getting this thing that you're a family-orientated person.
Yes, I am.
And that also says something with the next question that I'm about to ask. So in your life, what role did the family play with regards to like instilling confidence within you, the choices that you're taking? How would you say they shaped you and influenced you towards Kealeboga?
My parents just said, be who you want to be. Like career-wise, just be authentically you, but take into account that you want to build something for yourself. So I feel like they really taught me that, and I'm actually so glad, where it's like, okay, you can do acting, but also do something else, because if we take notes into the career that you're going into, not everyone is guaranteed for a job, which is the sad reality of our industry. So the beauty of it was you can do it, but you can do something else. And that's why I was studying BCom law, had to take a gap year because of Youngins. I was working hard, but I still was able to do both, and still doing both. And I'm glad, because I would not be as self-assured as I am without them, rooting me on, supporting me, being there. So my family has been a very, very big, they played a very big role in my life, and I'm very grateful for them.
Now us as Love Life, we work a lot with young kids, navigating family expectations, navigating identity crisis. So like, how would you say your family has shaped you with regards to like self-worth vibes and teaching you the self-worth in you knowing yourself within the industry?
My parents were just, I don't even know how to describe it. My parents are individuals who are like, we're here for you when you need us, but we also want to give you the space to become the person that you want to be. So they're not like individuals that are like, So I feel like that's just allowed me to also figure things out on my own, and to also have the guidelines that they've given me to just navigate through life. And I think that's what's helped me make certain choices, decisions, and go about certain things the way that I do now.
That's what's up. And now, like, what was your dream job as Ukia growing up? Primary vibes, maybe early high school. And would you say acting is something you saw in those days? The time you were growing up.
It's so funny with that. Like, I remember I wanted to be a doctor, like a gynecologist specifically.
Why gynae?
I have no idea. I just knew that I wanted to help women, because I think it's really important to have a gynae that you're comfortable with, because it's very important to have someone check what's going on down there and to guide you through it. So I think that was my main thing. I was like, I really wanted that to happen. And with acting, acting came about, I feel like, at the perfect time, because I knew that I get so nauseous.
When the gigs were coming, after the first gigs,
prior to the gigs happening, I just remember having a conversation with myself, and I was like, I'm not too sure if I want to be a gynecologist, but I know that I'm supposed to be doing something. I just didn't know what it was until time progressed, and it was a thing of, first play. why do I enjoy this so much? I'm one person who doesn't want to do something because of just pure enjoyment.
Oh, yeah?
I want to understand why I'm doing it.
Fulfillment, purpose.
Purpose. Yeah. So for acting, as time progressed and as I did more and more auditions, I knew that the reason why I enjoy it and why it's my passion is because I like making people feel seen, as I said. And also our craft is very healing. A lot of people don't speak about that.
Yeah.
It's so healing. Like it heals certain parts of you. As much as, yes, you have a character that's completely different from you, but you have similar emotions and your character can kind of help you heal and move past certain emotions.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I actually got into acting and actually understood that this is why I want to do it.
And I'm glad like you're embracing it because it's something now that you're gravitating towards and we could tell because now you're killing it in time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
now
gonna make me blush.
and now I'm gonna like seeing that you're in a high pressure industry, you know like mental health is important.
Yes.
How do you make sure Uti, you're good on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, you're able to, you know, get up again and, you know, maybe approach that casting call for whatever particular production. How do you make sure Uti mentally you
I won't lie, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and be like, oh, this is what I do, this is what I do. No, I have my days where I genuinely can't. I'd rather just stay in bed and bed rots. But one thing my best friend told me, and just said this actually, she was like, it was along the lines of depression can't hit a moving target.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's deep.
You know, when I took it in, I was like, I don't know what she means at first. Then I started trying to do my best, and I'm still figuring this out as well. Like I'm not perfect with this, but I started doing things like taking a walk, reading, just constantly busying myself. And I understood now what she meant. Depression really does cling on to a person who is stagnant. Like that's when you can feel yourself diverging into the depression and being consumed by it because you're not doing anything to, you know, not necessarily distract your mind, but like fill your mind with other stuff and other thoughts and other things in your mind. So when I took that into account and started moving around, doing work, doing content, doing all of this, the less you think about it.
Yeah.
Of course, it's still going to be there, but she's actually really honest about it. Like it cannot hit a moving target because you're constantly on the go, whether it's getting up and taking a walk in your yard. Like that's something that I'm now trying to instill in my life because, you know, you do have your moments as an individual where a lot is just going on. I mean, I feel like this year, as amazing as it has been, I have had to deal with a lot of things like loss and etc. So I just keep myself busy, let my emotions, like if I want to cry about it, I'm going to cry about it. Like I just allow myself to feel. And I'm still figuring certain things out because I'm not perfect. I still allow like depression from time to time to consume me, but then I remember certain things like that and try my best to take myself out of it.
And would you say like having a solid support system around you is something that's ideal for you to be able to deal with it?
It's very important. I feel like everyone needs a good support system. One thing that I've realized, and the Bible kind of implies this as well, is that you always need a community. We didn't come on this earth, like, for example, like, yes, we were born gunmen, but you're not on this earth alone. And that is for a reason. You build relationships, you experience things with people, you have a family to begin with. Even if you don't have a family, you have other people that you can have a conversation with and you build community in that way. And I feel like having that support system, having a community does help you process certain things in a better way while having that support system. And not a lot of people can get that, and I really do hope that people try their best to like have that with people because it's very important.
At the end of the day, you're not an island.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because you really are not.
Yeah. Now let's talk about your career and journey into acting, becoming Kealeboga the Actress. When did you discover your love for acting? Was it something that found you, or is it something you chased?
I feel like it's something that found me. As I said prior, I wanted to be a gynecologist. I wanted to be in my books. But then the plays started, auditions started, and I was like, okay, like, I enjoy this, but like, why am I enjoying it? Like, I want to understand what my purpose is for it.
Yeah.
And then as time progressed, making people feel seen and heard. And that's how, like, I think I got into acting, as I said, because it pulled me to it.
Yeah.
I didn't go searching for it.
Yeah.
But it's something that I really liked. Because I remember I was even having a conversation with God where I was like, God, like whatever I'm supposed to do, just do it, bro. Like, because I don't think I want to be a doctor, bro, but I don't want to be broke. So yeah, he aligned me, and I'm very grateful, and I wouldn't be here without God's grace and my family, to be honest.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the journey of you landing the role of Buhle on Youngins. How did that come about? Tell us about the audition experience. How was it?
Oh my goodness. I am so glad you asked me this. So the audition experience, mind you, there were so many talented candidates there. Like the first round of auditions, fine, you don't see who's your competition.
Who you're up against.
Yeah. But then the second auditions, which we call callbacks, where they have everyone, because usually during callbacks, they want to test chemistry. You saw all the Dumelos, you saw all the Amos, you saw all the Buhles, you saw all the Kayas. So it was quite interesting because it's like in my head, I was like, she's auditioning to be Buhle. I'm like, okay, but then I'm like, okay, focus, just do your best, and God do the rest. And then it's like once I was in that audition room, I wasn't even present. I think Buhle just came, especially with the reference that I made, because I've experienced Buhles in my life, especially in high school.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, thank you to whoever did that to me in high school, because I used you as a reference, So and I just did what I could, and God blessed me, and he was like, here you go. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. So you only auditioned for that role? You didn't audition for Amu, you didn't audition for
No, that's the thing. I had auditioned for Amu before. And I remember while I was auditioning and Kealeboga was there, I was like, something doesn't feel right with this character. Like, I understand who Amu should be. And then I saw Ayaka Tunja play her. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And then Kealeboga, our casting director, and Miss Pearl, she had said that, you know what, I want to see who Buhle. I read Buhle's bio. I read her traits, everything. And I was like, okay, let me try it at home. I tried it at home, and I was like, this feels nice. And also, it felt good because it was also challenging. So I was like, no, I'm going to come and do that. And then I did that, and then we're here now.
Yeah. Now, Buhle is layered, confident, fragile, guided, and relatable. What roles of playing her, like, you find challenging?
I feel like there's so many aspects to her that I found very challenging. I think her happiness. I know that sounds crazy because a lot of actors say that playing happy scenes are the most difficult. Yeah. Because it's supposed to be the most simple.
Yeah, and you have to be genuine with the camera. Yeah.
So I think her happy scenes specifically, because when I got to understand her, I actually got to deep the fact that she's not fully happy all the time. So it was like, okay, how am I going to show her happiness? Then I was like, okay, she attaches her happiness to specific things, like things that are attainable and materialistic things.
Yeah.
That's why you would see her get more excited over her MK bag.
Yeah.
That's why you'd see her get more excited over Kaya Jali winning a match.
A soccer match, yeah.
But when it's her books, mind you, Buhle is smart, right? We saw this in season 1 and 2. Her marks were phenomenal. She'd never celebrate that. You understand? It would be things that she would cling on to, that she would celebrate the most. So I just wanted to make sure that I created that distinction. And that's why it was so hard, because I didn't want it to feel disingenuous. So that's what I did.
Now, she's also like, emotionally, she's an emotional person, the character that you play.
Yes.
So, but then how do you prepare mentally to tell those stories that mirror real issues most women face?
I think I do my research mainly. The first thing that I do is do as much research as possible. But then as I was doing my research, I remember asking myself this question where I was like, what would I do if I was a teenager and in these situations?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a very good question because I was like, okay, the moment they said action, I played it as authentically as possible.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure that I am giving these emotions and bringing them to life so that Buhle actually experiences them in that scene. So as much as I've done the research, the thing that really helped me play it as authentically as possible was the fact that I could feel what she was feeling.
Yeah.
I would think to myself, oh, man's on good situation. Oh, Carla. I'm like, I'd panic. I wouldn't know what to do. And I'm a teenager. I don't know structure as of yet, as like an adult, for example. So I played a lot with that. That's how the emotion came about, and that's how I could play it as authentically as possible.
Yeah. Now, as someone in the public eye, as yourself personally, Ukiya, like, how do you put up with people's expectations and your expectations as Ukiya? How do you deal with those? How do you deal with those, seeing that you also have fans who are looking up to you?
I feel like I don't really pay attention to other people's expectations for me, because as I said, one thing that I'm a realist. I'm someone who understands that I just got into this industry.
Yeah.
There might be times where I fall. I have to pick myself up and do as best as I can. So I feel like I've mainly focalized on the expectations that I have for myself. Because I am this is the similarity that I have with Buhle. We're very hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
But I try to make it as constructive as possible. So yeah, I mainly focus on the expectations that I have for myself because I'm the only one who can execute those things and provide those things for me. So yeah.
That's what's up. And like, where do you see Buhle like in the show itself? I mean, she's currently queer commission mode. Let's not go into details, but
no, I won't. I just thought about the scenes because I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I honestly, as Gia, I hope the best for her, and I hope that she makes the right decision for herself. Whatever she decides on, I just hope that it's a thing where she's sure about it and understands that moving forward, unfortunately, these are the consequences of your actions. But I feel like she can still make those decisions with a good support system and do the right thing, not only for herself, but just not only for others, but for herself mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, man, we are an NGO, we work at high school kids, and not chances are you are one of the coolest kids in the country. And now, seeing that, obviously, how do you hope, Guti, your career as Ukiya inspires these kids to also, take up those acting classes, to like believe in themselves, Guti, they can be like you?
I just hope that they just do it. I mean, I was not in a situation where like it's like nepotism, for example, or anything like that. But I just had the passion for it and I just kept doing it. And mind you, I think a lot of people don't know this about my career, but it took so long to get certain roles. Like, for example, 2022, I'll never forget. I think it's 22, yes. 2022, I didn't have a job the whole year. I was just getting no's left, right, center. And I remember in that isolation period, I was like, God, is this really something I'm supposed to be doing? Then he was like, just hold on. Kept holding on. 2023 happened. Guess what happened? Youngins happened. And that's why I'm just like, if there's one thing that I really want them to learn from me is to never give up. In this industry, you will hear a lot of no's. It will be discouraging at first. But the moment you get to understand that, your no is someone else's yes, and your yes is someone else's no. And the more you get to experience that and understand that, I feel like the less stressed you are of hearing that.
Because you understand the universe doesn't work like that. You can't get every yes every now and then.
100%.
Yeah.
And it makes me happy knowing that other people got that opportunity.
Yeah, instead of patience is a virtue type thing.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful virtue. Yeah.
Now, like, what has been the most meaningful moment in your acting career?
I have so many. My goodness.
LNG. Your top 2 meaningful moments.
There was this other scene, but this was like something else.
It wasn't.
It wasn't Youngins.
Okay.
But I just remember that healing a different part of me that really needed healing, and I thought that I healed from. And getting to experience that through that character was beautiful. And then with Youngins specifically, yeah, Youngins opened doors for me. Let me just say, I feel like it's really I wouldn't say from a limelight aspect, but from opportunities aspect. I mean, right now I think Youngins might have played a part with putting that exposure onto me with helping me work with Dark and Lovely. For example, like they just helped me push myself. Yeah. So I think it's really done so much. It's changed my life. Yeah. To be quite frank. So.
And how does that feel, man? Being able to be, approached by big brands. I mean, you were recently working with Dove. Yeah. You now mentioned Dark and Lovely. How does that feel? Like from...
I'm not gonna lie, when Dark and Lovely approached me, I remember the meeting. Guys, this meeting was so funny. They were like, tell us about yourself. And I was being honest. Yeah. And then a couple of days after, they're like, yeah, we would like for you to be our new brand ambassador for 2026. I literally said this. I was like, are you sure? I was like, are you sure? Because I'm like, dude, I'm just a regular thing. I'm a normal human being. So it's nice to know that, like, as much as my career is doing well, like, people are picking me because of who I am. So yeah, it's insane that I'm working with these brands.
Yeah, and has that sparked a Kealeboga Masango brand?
I think I've always treated myself as a brand, like long time ago. Like, and when I say a brand, I mean the things that I stand for. I stand for kindness. I stand for patience, even though sometimes I'm not patient, but I do stand for it. I stand for. Those are my main two, actually. Yeah. Like I as much as I am one person, I do want to give as much kindness as possible because I feel like that's something that's important. So yeah, and then I let God do the rest. And God, because I would not be here without Him. Yeah. Like honestly, ngoba yena uyazi ukuthi bengithandaza Nkosi yami ngithi ngiyacela. Please.
Yeah. Now let's get back to like Buhle. Let's talk about the family dynamics. Like upuma endlini in a time the mother submissive towards the husband, and how do you approach portraying the impact of this family?
I've seen families like that.
Okay.
So it was interesting to see families like that and to take that dynamics and kind of bring it into Buhle's situation and to actually see it play out, because dynamics like that aren't easy. Yeah. I think that was really highlighted in season 2, how we see Buhle's father, the pastor, flirting with other members of the church, and Buhle trying to tell the mother, and the mother is just saying, dude, leave it. And we find a lot of Black marriages to be that way, where like you see all of this transpire, but the concept of divorce doesn't exist in a lot of Black households. Yeah. So I just thought how it would be like on a child having to see all of that, and I feel like that has really impacted his relationships on the show. Yeah. Especially with like boys and friendships as well. Yeah. So it's not something that's easy to experience, knowing that as much as your father is a good person, but there's still this aspect to it. So yeah, I think that's why when we see a lot of his emotional scenes, it's either she's experiencing it alone or someone catches her, because she tries a lot to experience everything on her own, because that's what she's been doing even at home.
Yeah, and would you say that like home setup, that environment influenced how she sees love and relationships?
100%. Yeah. I feel like Buhle hasn't ever said this to herself, but she has found similar relationships. I mean, look at Kabelo. Yeah. Kabelo's a great representation of the same thing that's happening at home. And I feel like the reason why she felt safe enough with him is because it's something that she's used to. And having to have played that, I wanted to make sure that she isn't aware of that. Because obviously as an individual, once you're aware of something, you break the pattern. But she wasn't aware of that, and she found safety in dysfunction. Because she saw it from the moment when he made her bunk school, from the moment where she wanted to now drop out. In the midst of the chaos, she felt that comfort from him because it's low-key the same thing as what she's going through at home.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm used to this. But then again, this is what love is at home, so this should be love as well.
Now, yeah, in season 2, Buhle loses her head girl status. Yeah? A big identity shift. How did you unpack her loss of purpose when this happened?
I feel like Buhle is one person who attaches herself to things that she's accomplished or things that she wants. So the head girl status has been something that she's been working on since grade 8. And to lose that sense of identity was just a detrimental thing for her. It was a thing where it's like, around this.
Yeah.
And now that it's not here, it's like in her head in that moment, it's a thing where she feels like she loses everything, you know?
Yeah.
So I just tried to play it in that manner, understanding the kind of person that she is with certain situations where she's like, oh, head girl status means this to me. Now losing something this big means I've lost so much of it, you know?
And now seeing that how she lost it, how do you think and what do you think is going to happen to Buhle, seeing that she lost her behavior of being this person the school looks up to because of a boy and an older boy?
I think the beauty in it was when Pearl literally said that, like Pearl asked her, who are you outside of these things?
Yeah.
And she didn't answer because she's created her identity through her relationship with Kaya. Head girl status, dating the richest boy, dating, doing this and that, head girl, choir leader. So she is kind of formulated her personality and her as a whole around things that she's attained, meaning that she doesn't know who she is.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yes. So I think in season 3, there will be, as we progress,
we'll be elaborating more.
We'll see how we unpack that.
Yeah, and we see her leaning more towards her friends. Why do you think friendship is such a lifeline for her?
I feel like because they're the only people that actually want to be there for her. Because if you can tell, like Buhle, as much as she had those friends that she had in season 1 and 2, they're not real friends. They weren't people who wanted to be there for her through thick and thin. I mean, her behavior does play a role in that. I mean, we even see with the last few episodes where Dumelo is trying his best to get through to Buhle, and she's just trying to push him away because she's not used to having that support system. But as he continuously showed that I'm gonna be here, I don't care,
you ended up
opening up to him.
Now, we also like revealed a more open, vulnerable Buhle towards people in the current season. Now, what did that transition mean for her and her character growth?
I feel like it means a lot. Number one, being able to open up to someone with something so vulnerable. It just goes to showcase that Buhle is more human than we think.
Yeah.
And that she has feelings and that she processes them as anyone else would. But she always tries to have this facade that everything is fine and that she handles things, in a better way than everyone else.
Yeah,
but this is the first time we get to see that is all a lie. That is all a facade, and the facade is dropping because she's allowed herself to actually show what's been happening and transpiring within herself. And I think that's the beauty in seeing that facade drop.
Yeah.
Because now we get to see who Buhle Kunene is. Outside of the Buhle freaking Kunene, we get to see who Buhle Kunene is.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the mental health, the pressure, and the tough choices. Because now in the current season, Buhle is into deep emotional territories. How do you, as Ukiya, prepare to portray her mental health struggles authentically? So,
honestly, I asked myself what I would do in that situation.
Ezukia. Sure.
Yeah, I just asked myself what I would do. And I'm asking myself from an emotional stance because obviously context-wise, we're the same. So I'm just like, okay, I'm 16. This is what I'm dealing with. I need to do this, I need to do that.
I'm a master of this and that, yeah.
As a teenager, I know I would be bawling my eyes out. I would be freaking out, trying to make a plan, but it doesn't make sense without a structural thing to go about with. Like, for example, even with her having a conversation with Dumelo, there was this scene where, and I really like that scene, where this is the first time we see Buhle asking, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, this is, I have no idea. And it just goes to show that as much as she knows from a logical aspect, I'm smart, I know that I shouldn't have done this, I know that I shouldn't have done that. But you see the vulnerability peek through where she actually asks for the first time, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I mean, as a teenager, I would ask myself that, as much as
the general knowledge of it.
Yeah, I get the general knowledge of it, but in that moment, I would not know what to do. So I tried my best to kind of, if I was in that situation, how would I react, and poured it into Buhle and then added Buhle's personality with it.
Yeah.
So that's how I try to play it as authentically as possible, honestly.
Yeah. She also often gravitates towards relationship where she allows men to dictate certain, decisions for her. Why do you think she falls into this pattern?
It's because she's used to that whole power play being played out at home. Her mom's the submissive one.
Oh, yeah.
Her dad is the dominant one. You even said it in the question.
Yeah.
Bringing it back, you understand? So, so she's used to having a dominant figure. And she wants that. It's like something that she clings on to.
Yeah, you must be dominant.
Yeah, she wants to just be submissive. She just wants to, chill and have everything brought to her and kind of embrace her femininity, when in actuality it's a power play that she's not even realizing that's transpiring.
But would you say that's like a character flaw when that dominant person is not around her, or 100%. She's not even having that?
100%. I mean, we've seen how Buhle was like without Kaya. And the beginning stages was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill everyone who is trying to get with my ex-man.
Yeah.
Like, it's always the first result, which is like, no, you can be your own person outside of that person, outside of your career.
Be by yourself.
Yeah. And that's something that she didn't understand until like later. And I think it's something that she might understand towards the end of season 3. We don't know, but I do hope that that's the case.
Yeah. And this season, she faces decisions that could like derail her future. What do you think these pressures represent for like other young people who are watching her?
Do they represent? Firstly, they represent real stories that are happening. We have a lot of teenage pregnancy, for example,
in the country. Yes.
A lot. It's like it keeps increasing, which is very, very like disheartening.
Yeah.
And mind you, there's so many situations where, for example, with the last episode that just aired, Buhle touched on something that was very interesting, where she said that her and Gabelo used to use condoms before, but he then said that he's not comfortable
with the condoms.
And then that's how they reverted to not using it and leaning on morning after pills, when she knows that morning after pills aren't something that you can rely on.
Yeah.
I think that also shines a limelight on stories like that, where the older person in a relationship with a teenage girl often plays a big role in the pregnancy that occurs. Usually it's either they don't want to use protection, or they feel more comfortable with, having unprotected intercourse. And we see how he played a role in that happening.
Yeah.
So I think it was very interesting for us to actually play that and to actually highlight that, because that's literally what's happening in schools.
Yeah.
And I feel like it should educate the young girls that, if it's something that you are doing, don't have unprotected sex. Don't put yourself in a position where you have to succumb to putting your future at risk
Yeah.
for someone that you're in love with in the moment. I don't think that's fair to you. And if someone loves you,
They'll wait for you.
They'll wait for you. And it's not something that they put you in a position where now you could be carrying a child when you know that you're not ready for it.
Yeah. And what would you say about, you know how these kids want to portray themselves as adult and want to look cool in the eyes of the public? Would say, I can date all the guys.
Yeah.
I've done certain things. When you're still a virgin. What would you say to them?
I'd say enjoy being a kid. Like, being an adult, there's a lot of more responsibilities, and also dating an adult doesn't make sense because, in my opinion, in that moment, that adult is grooming you.
Yeah.
And you're only going to be accustomed to what he's telling you or what she's telling you. And I don't think that's something that you should be doing. It's something where you should be just enjoying your high school lives, making those mistakes like, rather than putting yourself in a situation where one mistake is going to literally change the entire course of your future.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because obviously adults have a more structured mind, and whether they have pure intentions or not is something that they've had to learn as well.
Themselves.
Exactly.
Because they were kids at some point.
100%. So now inflicting that on a child where you are grooming them and being in a relationship with them is not something a child should be going through, period. I don't think that certain adults that approach kids, you guys need to be dealt with. I'm sorry, but it is wrong what you are doing. It is not something that is right. This is a child. A child has no idea what they're doing. They make mistakes. They're not certain with their choices. And you now putting pressure on them to make certain decisions that messes their future up is not fair to them.
Yeah. And now seeing that also you've touched on teenage pregnancy. What would you say, and what's your take on like having contraceptives in schools, or like maybe having a social worker placed at a school or a nurse that's going to be based at a school? What's your take on that? And should it be something that's advocated by the government?
I think it is something that should be advocated by the government, because at the end of the day, you can tell that these kids are going to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
So rather they do it with the necessary precautionary measures. Because at the end of the day, prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
So we would rather teach our kids that, okay, if this is something that you're going to be doing, be safe with it.
Yeah.
Have a condom, have contraceptives, talk to your doctor, talk to the person that's there at school. And I think it's something that should be in schools, because that way it could also provide maybe a door for a teenage girl who has no idea what they're doing to have a conversation with someone who actually knows how to go about certain situations like this. And I think it's something that's so important. Like, I cannot stress this enough. And it makes me so upset that not a lot of schools have facilities like that, not only for girls, but for boys as well.
Yeah.
Because teenagers don't know what they're doing, especially when it comes to intercourse and all of those things. They have no idea. So I think it's very important to have that system, have a nurse in place, have a counselor that can have these conversations with them. It's something that's so pertinent and that has to happen within our youth. Because if it doesn't, the pregnancy rate just skyrocketing every single year.
Yeah. And hopefully that does happen, because, man, we have to do something. The government has to do something. Now, in the show, there's a hint of a possible pregnancy influencing her emotional journey. You know, what emotional truth were you exploring throughout the storyline?
I think fear, mainly. Like, if I can pinpoint one emotion, is the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Buhle does not know whether or not this is something that she can go through with or not. Is this a possibility? How to go about it? It's that fear of the unknown. And I feel like that's something that has went through every single teenager that has had a pregnancy scare or is pregnant. That's the first thing in their mind. So I made sure to cling on to that, because in that moment we see Buhle as just a teenage girl. Like, she's still a child trying to go about such a big decision, or trying to navigate through something big that's happened right now in her life. So I just tried my best to play it as authentically as possible by clinging on to that component.
And throughout all of these challenges, I mean, like, impinches like is corner, What does this teach us about like having solid support systems? Yeah, and also like a healthy youth mental health.
I think it's very important because, you know, I think I can use this as reference. You know how in a relationship, it's not always 100, 150, 50. It fluctuates.
Yeah.
Sometimes as an individual, you need your 60-40. You need your 70-30.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of a stable support system is they can carry you when you feel like you can't do that for yourself. They can guide you when you feel like you can't do that for yourself. And that's the beauty of a relationship. And I think this is also highlighted with a relationship with God. It's not a transaction, it's a relationship.
Sure.
You get to know the person, you build with them, you confide in them. And that's why God has made us human beings so that we get to experience that from each other. And help each other.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that's very important, especially for school kids. And mind you, I think something that I do want to touch on is the fact that it doesn't always have to be from your classmates. It can be from a teacher. It can be from your parents. It can be from your aunts. Just don't be afraid to have that conversation, especially if you feel like, you know, if that's something you feel like you want to do, please do it, because you can establish such a beautiful relationship and they can guide you and let you know whether or not this is something you should be doing, or guide you and be like, So I think it's very important to be able to push yourself to have these conversations with whoever you feel comfortable with.
Love that. And now, if you could give Buhle one sentence of advice as Ukia, what would you tell her?
Sure. You know what I would tell her? I would tell her, be yourself outside of everything that you've built and everything that you've associated yourself with. You cannot gain anything from defining yourself from things that you've attached yourself with. So just experience things as a teenager.
As yourself.
And as yourself.
That's beautiful.
Or find yourself, actually.
Yeah.
Like the full stop, like the comma, find yourself. Full stop.
As totally.
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's move away from the situation Zagabuhle, because now she's becoming problematic, which now requires serious things.
Yeah.
So I'm about to play a game with you.
Yeah? Okay, I love games.
Yeah. So I have 5 fun and impactful questions for you. The first one is this or that.
Okay.
Self-care edition.
Yeah. Okay.
Journaling or music?
Oh my goodness, music.
Which one helps you reset your mood faster?
Music. Journaling.
And why?
The thing is with music, especially with each genre that you listen to, if you're listening to hype music, you just play that one song. Then you get into the mood, you see.
Yeah.
Whereas with journaling is great, by the way. I do it as well.
Yeah.
The only problem is you know, and then once you're done with it, you wusa. But with music, it's which genre you play brings you to that mood immediately.
And what are you into?
I'm into R&B, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I love R&B.
Are you into the new age neo soul South African vibes?
Yes, I'm actually making music. I don't know why I said that, but
hey,
I am doing that.
Producers,
no,
send beats.
I'm actually thinking of dropping in Jan because I've already recorded everything.
Something.
Yeah.
Now you got me intrigued and interested.
We'll see. See.
Game number 2, relationship reflex.
Oh.
What's one green flag in a partner that you think young people should look out for? Kindness. A green flag.
Kindness. Yo, I answered before you even finished because I knew.
Yeah.
Kindness. You don't find a lot of people who are kind. You find a lot of nice people.
Oh, we find people with their ulterior motives.
Yes, 100%. But I think what I'm trying to push across is you have a lot of nice people, but nice people can change very quickly. But I feel like if you're kind as an individual, you would know that you don't want to do anything that will hurt your partner because that hurts you. Yeah. So that's why I say kindness, guys. That one is a top priority for me.
But Number 3, friendship check-in. If you had to choose The friend who tells you the truth or the friend who hypes you up?
The friend that tells me the truth.
Like,
yeah. No, the thing is, like, I have that with Karabo. You know, Karabo's my best friend. She's one of my best friends. She's one person who will tell me straight, Lale, like, yeah, what you doing? Nonsense. I love you, but no. But she is someone who will hype me with something that's right.
Oh, yeah?
You understand? It's not, a lot of people don't understand that sometimes telling the truth doesn't always have to be a thing of you doing something wrong. It could be a thing of you're doing the right thing for yourself, you're protecting yourself, and I want to be honest with you with that. So that's why I'm saying I'd rather now.
Manji.
No.
Yeah.
Because now I'm going to think I am not the problem. I am in that situation. And then how am I going to grow as an individual?
Is not giving you the real truth.
Yeah, exactly. How am I going to grow as an individual? How am I going to now go about certain things properly if I think that I'm never wrong? You understand?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, number 4. Career flash round. Would you rather play a villain, a romantic lead, or a troubled character with depth?
Troubled character with depth.
Why?
Oh my goodness. Like, there's so many layers with someone like that. A villain, there's 2 layers in my opinion. But it depends on like what story they have.
Would you play with Joker?
I would.
Because he's troubled.
I would. But I heard that he did a lot of method acting. Like the person who played the Joker, which was why he passed away.
Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would want to do that because firstly, like, honestly, you see, with everything that you said, I would play all of them.
Yeah.
But I want to break it down why I'm saying
but why
the
wouldn't
troubled
you?
one.
Do you see yourself playing a villain?
Yes, I could.
Goatee.
I could one day.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because it's something that I want to do that's challenging.
Oh.
Like.
It's that Kia.
Yeah, because right now I feel like I've been in a stereotypical like
similar,
you know.
Okay.
So I would like that versatility. Like I can play someone who's crazy.
You can be in your pocket.
Like yes, like just give me the opportunity to just
and be in your bag and like show us the acting that you have.
Exactly.
Now the last question, Buhle pop question. If Buhle had to share one lesson with young girls about self-worth, what would she say